Let me know if you can hear me. I we made some changes, new video card, and then it's like, oh, make sure you restart this and that. I was like, oh God. And all my settings had changed with the with Restream and Nadex. So we will see. It's a bit low. Okay, that's good to know. Where the heck is it? There it is. It moved on me. Hold on. This I think I can fix. That should be better. The music is much louder than the voice. There should be no music right now. Yeah, it should be. It's showing me that it's in the yellow area right now. It should be better now. Better? Okay. Yeah, sometimes it readjusts. Like I said, when you put the video card in, it updates everything and it's like, whoo, everything gets changed around. Now the music that plays before you come on. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can change that. I'm sure I can change it somehow. I haven't looked into it. Like I said, it's one of those things. When I put the new video card in, I was like, all right, let's see what changes. And then I got the NVIDIA broadcaster right now, but I turned it off. And I have to get it kind of sunk back into OBS, I guess. I don't even know. I don't even think that's an. I turned it back off again because it wasn't, the clarity wasn't as good. But I have to mess because I just literally yesterday when there was like all the outages and like the websites and everything, NVIDIA was one of the ones that was not working. It's funny. I have Streamlabs and Stream Elements OBS Live. Wonder why I have two. I'll have to check that out later. I have a new icon on my desktop. Gotta love that when it's like, haha. Early access. And I got too many icons. I gotta figure out. I was like, why is that over there? All right, so getting a little bit more movement. Euro dollar down a little bit more. Dollar strength is kind of kicking back in again. Probably in preparation for the flash data, right? For all this is not in here yet. Somebody just said they want looser link between queuing rates. Yeah, IFMS, be careful communicating. Yeah, exactly. You need to be careful when communicating plans because it manipulates the market. Yes. Record cases in the city cast a pale over. Yeah, that sucks for Australia. No, nothing else there. So anyway, you guys are seeing that, again, we talked about how what? It is a tiger. Okay, sit down. Daddy's working. Um, we're now seeing actually the pound dollar go red here. Again, this was green a little bit before. And again, we're seeing a bit more dollar strength come back in again, which is nice to start off the day. And we've seen that. We've seen that at least with gold anyway, we've kind of seen the same thing. European session driven down, and then it turned and has brought it right back up again. So, yeah, yeah. Besides that, like I said, last bit of news today is going to be this. We got nothing tomorrow, obviously on Saturday, and even Sunday night, there's nothing there. Monday, we got a little bit of news early morning. It's all European, so kind of this is kind of it's a shy weekend, and we'll see how this pops out in a little bit here. So let's just dive right in. I just got a fresh coffee. Hold on, a little hot. A little extra hot. Jinjin, throw this out for Daddy. You throw that in the trash, or I'll do it later. Never mind. She was like looking at me. She's like, I don't want to do it. It's like, okay, just do it later. All right, let's go across. Let's look at Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar on the 15. We don't need to look at it there. I can always tell the difference. So look at this fun little candle last night or yesterday, right? It literally spike up and down. We were waiting for entry over here at 74.06. Yeah, we missed it by 6 pips. And then it dropped right back down again. So I would say it's not really too much. I mean, we were sitting here yesterday, so we're just a little bit lower than where we were, 9 pips difference. But, some decent movement. I mean, just that one spike candle was about 37 pips, top to bottom, 42 in there. So we're looking for a short, but unfortunately, really just think of it as the entry. So, I would kind of keep that on my radar as far as going into next week again. And it's funny that it grabbed this little level right here. It grabbed kind of the aggressive entry, and even then it missed it by about a pip. So, yeah, kind of hard one to trade. I would say, the way that this one has been pushing lower, there's an obvious area sitting right in here, right? And again, we pushed it, we hit it again, so we're coming in. Is it a great Harry Potter? Not really, because again, we got a little zone basing here, we got a little piece here, and then we got another piece right here again. So, you always wonder, you always look at this and say, okay, what is the path of least resistance? And in fact, if we wanted to mark it off, you could really say, hey, listen, there's another one sitting right there. So, really, for this to get back down into buying levels, I mean, we got a breakthrough here, then breakthrough here, then breakthrough here, and these are really only about 14 pips apart. So, is it an amazing base setup for today on Friday? Probably not so much, right? I'm kind of hoping that we get some like really strong dollar strength today to really kind of close us out for the week, and we start to kind of smash through some of these levels to get lower. You can see here we do have a larger time frame zone on the bottom side here on the green, which is good, right? I mean, it's good because again, getting back down here, we know I can remove the news now. I don't need it. We know that it's been a long time since the price has been down here, so we're always kind of looking for extreme levels. You know, with that right now, that's about the best thing we have as far as kind of starting off the new week. Um, you know, just one of those things. But you talk about path of least resistance. It has an easier path to go up than down. But hopefully today, with this being Friday, we can kind of get some dollar strength smashing through some of these smaller levels. And again, this one has already been tested twice, and kind of pushed to the brink on the first one. It's just that there's level, a little level, another little level, a decent base, and a decent base. It's a shame because if this one was not right here, right? If this base was not here, that would be a nice little racetrack trade, and that would give us about 30 to the downside. So it would be a pretty decent target. But unfortunately, again, a bunch of different levels. You could say, where are we trending? I mean, really, is there much trend here? I mean, from 3 o'clock. I mean, really, from 3 o'clock yesterday morning, we're still in the same area. There's just not a lot of movement right now. So again, it may be, Aussie may not be the best one to trade, right? Even with me in the news, even with talking about how um, we just saw it a second ago. Where the heck did it go? This one, new record cases, and it's kind of moving, right? Kind of moving, like 10 pips. You know, we all of a sudden had record new cases in the United States. I feel like the market would move a lot more. So, but anyway, keep that one on your radar. If this, then that for next week. Aussie yen. We're looking for this one to come up higher as well, 81.90, and it kind of made it up into this range here, but not really ideal. I mean, ideal. I mean, here's where we were yesterday, right here on this candle, and we're in the exact same spot. So, it went down, grabbed more orders, came back up again, and then just literally kind of stabilized sideways. So, you could say, yeah, I guess we're kind of in an uptrend, but is it a strong uptrend? Not really. And again, we have seen some yen strength come back in the U.S. market. And again, horrible news about record cases, and we dropped about 15 pips in an hour and a half. So not crazy amounts of movement. Let's go ahead and adjust this across a bit more, so it's there for the weekend. But yeah, yeah, you can see that very very minor zone here. I mean, I guess you could have traded that one if you really were looking for something, but we don't have tons of movement off of it. And again, it drove pretty deep in there. So yeah, it's all right. I think 81.90 right now is my top side entry. I like the 80.54 still. I think that, or 80.55. I think that's decent. Um, Besides that, I mean, I guess we have a kind of a test off this one. It's all right, but we have what, 46 pips to the downside. If we move 46 pips down, being Friday, I don't know that we're gonna have enough time to retrace it, but that could be a potential. This could be a potential one. I'll change it to orange. That could be a potential one for like a Sunday gap or an area that we look for a target on Sunday night. But right now, I'm not really super impressed with this one either. Besides having up, top, and bottom, set your alerts. You know, you can set alerts either way here. Let's see. Right there. Yeah, you could add alert, right? You could add an alert. Um, we'll do open end. I want an alert that never dies. Oh, you're gonna make me do it. uh, on the 23rd. Can I go till next week? Oh no, I can go. It's gonna be 30 days. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that. Um, Show pop up. I guess I could do send email. Yeah, throw that on there. Um, yeah, that's it for Aussie. Not much more on that one. Uh, Euro pound. So Euro pound, interesting. Here's your like European Open. Drove straight up, drove straight back down again. Same exact spot. And what, 30 pips up, 30 pips down. It grabbed kind of a level over here. I mean, it's one that you could have traded it off of. It's not bad. And then again, that was a test in itself. So it was the aggressive entry on it. Um, Big question is how much lower can we go? Again, this is European strength coming in. I'm sorry, European weakness, pound strength. But again, we have buyers that supported here, here, and here, and that's what we're approaching. It is getting close to the end of the European session, so we are kind of going into the weekend. So I don't know that we're going to get as much movement. Like I said, I mean, I guess there was some decent movement yesterday, but then after that, by the time you hit 11 o'clock, it flatlines, right? And we got an hour to go, so it's kind of like how much. I mean, I guess if we look at this from what, the 10 to 12, let's see. Let's see, 10 to 12, 20 pips. 20 doesn't even take us to the opposing level. So kind of the same thing, you know. Can add an alert here, kind of the same thing. Send email once, verification, cross, bam. Oh, really? Oh, you're only right now. Your plan has. I swear, TradingView is going to make me pay. It's going to make me pay for it. I don't even know how much it is. I don't even look on here because I don't I use this for the analysis here because it's easy. But I'm obviously not trading off of this one yet. Now I'm curious. I don't even know. Is it going to tell me? Like, I wonder. I guess if I click one of the delayed, right? Is that the easiest one? Delay, learn more. I don't even know what it costs. I guess I'll have to check it out later. But anyway, 85.25. Maybe I will start doing that. Maybe I'll start setting. Maybe I'll use this to start setting alerts for the group. I keep saying that I'm going to publish more, but I haven't started publishing yet. Maybe that'll be my goal for next week. Maybe next week I'll look for like one trade a day after chart school. Whatever one looks the most decent, we'll kind of start publishing those on like a weekly basis. We'll start a new session. But that was the plan of why I was going to start using TradingView, was to start publishing ideas in the trade community. So maybe I just haven't done it. Maybe I'll have to start doing that next week. But 85.25. I would say is the next bounce area for this one for me. I think actually I want to say non-pound, fine. Let's go. Yeah, there's no real big pound news next week either. That's what I was afraid of. Let's see. European news. God, I knew. I figured that was the end. Yeah, so this is the problem at the end of July. The last 2 years, August has been much better trading than July. I don't know. I think it's going to be it's going to be more technical. And again, I love the way that it dropped. I love the base, how it kind of pulled back, formed its own base, and exploded out, collapsed into it, parabolic retracement immediately. So 85.25 is where I'd be looking for this one. Set this one up long. Stop loss is about 6, 7, just above 7. And the target only needs to go to there, right? So doesn't need to be a big one. Well, of course they are. Or failing that, annoy you for the rest of your trading career. I know. Well, and it's funny because most of this is all live time. Like I don't really need it to do analysis for you guys. The indices are like 10 minutes or whatever. I mean, they're kind of annoying, but most of the time we're doing after the fact, after the open anyway, so it's not as bad. But the ones we have used is natural gas, and like I said, most of them are not. You don't have issues with most of them on here. And again, the stock ones, obviously, when it's open, are not bad. But yeah, the annual plans aren't bad. I don't even know what they are. How much of the annual? Now I'm curious. See, now you got me wondering. I don't even know. What is it? The Pro Plus plan, I can do 2 devices at the same time. Switch to annual. 155. 155 is not bad. I don't really need 2 charts in one window would be fine. 5 indicators per chart. I don't use 5. Bar replay. Ad free would be nice. I mean, the pop ups would be nice, but only 20 alerts isn't that much. I mean, I guess the Pro Plus at $300, 100 side alerts, you're on. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to use the alert, I mean, like I said, if you're going to use the alerts, 100 server side alerts is good. 20 is all right. Um, I don't know, but the question is, am I going to get anything additional out of having it here versus an MT4 where I do most of my analysis and entry on? I mean, I don't use 10 indicators per chart. Intraday exotic charts, maybe. Um, oh, that's where they're getting you is at the premium. Because remember, I'm always going back. I'm like, yeah, I can't get more data. You get 4 times more data, 20,000 bars if you pay for premium. And I can be on 5 devices at the same time. I don't know why I would need to be on 5 devices because I only have 2 eyes. But yeah, 5 devices seems like a lot. They have crazy discounts, 30 and 40% on the pricing plan. Yeah, Marina, that's what I was assuming. Like, whenever you do stuff like this, I feel like Black Friday or something like that would be where you like, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, something like that. I feel like that would be because Ninja Trader does the same thing. So like I have a lifetime on Ninja Trader and it was like half off at the holiday or whatever. I guess they were hurting at the end of the year and it was like, here, half off for lifetime. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I don't use Ninja Trader as much anymore, but it's something that I'll probably go back to. That's when I sub. Yeah. Yeah. Ernest is like 10 indicators. They always market way down for Black Friday. Yeah, that's maybe I'll just hold off and I'll do it at Black Friday and just do the annual for that one. It probably makes the most sense. I mean, not that 155 is a big deal, not that 300 is a big deal for charting. To have that stuff, but I would have to do more. Yeah, but yeah, I have Ninja lifetime, and same thing. It was like 50% off, and I'm like, yeah, I like that. Again, hopefully now that the boys are back and I'm less Zoom school, maybe I'll start. I'll be able to get more back in options trading. It's been a rough year. The amount of direction and Jin will be going 5 days a week. I'm pretty excited about that as of September because she's old enough now. I don't even need to be there anymore. So she will be 5 days a week at her school. She'll be dropped off before chart school even starts. She gets dropped off at 8:30. And then I rush home and jump on with Todd. So yeah, annual plans were 6% off on Black Friday. Really? Now see, I feel like if they were 60% off, then I would definitely do the Pro Plus. There would be like no question. Would I use more than 100 alerts? Probably not. Probably not. Alerts that don't expire. But again, like I guess that's a benefit. Alerts that don't expire, but like if it's giving me 30 days on the free version, I'm sure I get at least 30 days minimum on the other 2 versions. Like, do I need an alert to be more than 30 days? No. I mean, I'm not doing anything too crazy. You have to be a black belt to use Ninja platform. Yeah, I'm actually pretty proficient with it, but the one thing that makes it hard, and what I figured this out, Ernest, was like it was harder to stream with Ninja Trader. Like I said, I like the entry. I like the advanced entry and trade management over there. You do need an advanced degree in like aeronautical engineering with rockets on a a nanoscale to use it. But I will say, like once I was able to get it, I was like, yeah, I like this. I didn't like how like every chart or every window you pull up, some of the things are pretty funky versus just having it all in one window. Like I don't mind tear-offs. Tear-offs are fine. But to stream it was hard because stream software typically likes an individual window. So like right now I have this window up, right? I basically have a screen, right? But I can pick individual windows to stream from. Ninja having a whole bunch of different boxes, it just couldn't figure out what it was. So it made it very, very difficult to do it. That was the problem. And like I said, I liked it. I can get indicators, built for that. But I found that I don't know, Ninja Trader was nice, but I would say the biggest problem that I had with it is so many platforms now are kind of catching up on the technology, right? And are you know cheaper, free, you know. So, but if you do a monthly sub now, they'll offer you like half off during the trial. Probably. No, I hate Toss. No, don't even go there. No, I will say I did like the functionality of TradeStation. The fact that they drop all their stuff. I've debated going back to TradeStation for a while, but TradeStation is free too. But no. I mean, Will, you know what my biggest problem is? I absolutely think it's ridiculous that to get, futures data that you got to pay for it. In this day and age, I just feel like that is so antiquated and having to pay for that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I mean, I get it. It's from the exchanges. The exchanges want to make money too, but I'm kind of like, eh, I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, the fact that there are packages to get different levels of data, I just think is ridiculous. You know, but I had to call to get it in. I never had to pay them a dime for what? For data fees? If depending on what you want, depending on the assets you want to trade, you do. Or if you trade enough, like if you're a high roller, then they also, I'm just saying, I'm speaking like in a general level here, right? I'm just a futures hater is what it really boils back down to. Yeah, if you call them and complain, Will, they'll do anything. But I don't trade on their platform. Oh, okay. So maybe they don't. Will, you're that guy. You're that guy. No, I'm just a futures hater. I don't know. I guess I see the point, but I just believe that there are other things out there that are better. That's it. Anyway, Euro pound, wait for that one. Wait for the alert. Euro, yen. Again, this one made it about 2/3 of the way, came back up, grabbed that level at 130.18 again and dropped. Kind of surprised it hit for a third time. The last one pushing really literally to the brink, and actually I guess it should be just slightly higher, but it pushing literally to the brink last time before collapsing. I actually gave it a little. I figured it would come back up again into that 130, 130.30 level before we'd find anybody. The fact that it got front run so early actually surprised me. I did have an alert up here on my other platform for that one, and then woke up and was like, "What the heck is this?" Again, it's been pretty interesting how it dropped. I still think this 129.73, if we drop below it again, wait for a base and then reinitiate it. This one only made it to 2-1. I mean, it wasn't bad. 26, you expected it to turn. It didn't really turn. I mean, where it turned was kind of funky. The second time even pushed lower. I would say put this back on again. Look for this one to come through again. And again, we could adjust it. Adjust it. Probably there. Wait for the next round to come through. 129.72. And again, like I said, it was a 1-2. Again, if you didn't catch it there, you could have caught the Harry Potter through as it pulled back up, grabbed it again, and it was still 26 as a runner. Again, remember that was originally off a wick over wick that we hit twice. So cleanest, no. Now we actually have some true basing to place the next one. And again, probably it could be a today trade. Again, we got 4 hours of time ready to go for this one. It may be. Yeah, and again, maybe hold this. You could potentially hold this one over the weekend. Let's see what the news was today. All in. So another split number. Jesus, today is all split numbers. So manufacturing looked great. Services, down 6%. That would be why the yen is moving. We'll see what the Dow does in a couple minutes here. It should be okay because it's manufacturing. I really want this to hit 35,000 today. But yeah, 129. And like I said, is this really kind of true trending? Nah, it's basically stuck in a sideways channel. We'll play a break of the breakout to the downside. Euro dollar. What are we at now? Minus 54, so it's not bad. So here's that Harry Potter that we talked about yesterday. Again, it was going to be a profit target first. What, Jin? I can't find it. Go find your rubber ducky. Here, you want these? Here, you want to play with these? No, I don't know where the ducky is. She has like 5 duckies. There's like a bath ducky, a bed ducky, and she wants all of them. I just noticed that I've been living in Land World too much this week. I said layer 2 instead of level 2. I was just going to let that one go, but layer 2 is fine. I knew what you meant. But you know that level 2 is the biggest money grab ever, right? That it doesn't actually show you anything. You know that it's fake, right? I feel like I've told you that already. That it's actually not real data. That it is just it's Fugazi. Anyway, kind of the same thing, setting this one up for next week. Like I said, not a whole lot of trend. We had one spike, one drop, basing back in the same level. We'll see. I mean, it's already having issues with that level right now. Is there enough to come through? 20, not really. 47 is decent on the downside. So yeah, this is a pretty ugly chart too. I don't really like. I would say this one comes down. So I would say probably this. I don't think we'll have the opportunity to get long this one before the day's end, but this could definitely be something set up for next week going into Sunday night, particularly with the European week that we've heard. All we need is like one or two talking heads to be like, "Yup, inflation's here, inflation's here, inflation's here." That drives us down, right? That drives us down into this level. And then again, if we can get some type of a reversal on Monday, like we've seen the last couple weeks, that would be pretty decent. But again, we have that one level. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those levels that I don't necessarily want to mess with on a Friday. Look at this base test, hammered. Look at this rally out of there, right? That was a rally of 77. So I mean, that was a decent oomph of power there. And unfortunately, it only gives us a 20 drop. So if we can get dropped down in base again, I think this is set up for next week. Look to take this long off this one, 1712. Okay. All right. So we're at least in close proximity on this one. Right, we got a nice little push, and again, we are in a racetrack, so there's not really a ton slowing it down. Profit taking is kind of taking over. You can see since the European sector kind of started, and then the pound news came out being kind of split, came back down again. If we can get some help from the yen today, and this comes back up again, there's two trades that we're looking at. All right, so we have the 150.73. Again, we know we have a racetrack situation right here. Really like this one a lot. We'll extend that one across. Okay, big fan of that one. The other one here, we had that kind of pullback. This was a prior level. Nice push down, basing. Next time it came up, and again, there was one touch. You could say two or three here. And again, this one base came up and went through. So we know that this is one of those potential levels. Again, could it offer a bounce? Sure, it absolutely could. If you wanted to draw this, we could take one here and say, hey, listen, that was a decent base. Even though we know it was a previously violated level, you could say, hey, listen, I got a little bit of green action right there. If we look, to the pushing this one to the top side, it absolutely could be an area. And again, could it be a Sunday thing? Sure, it could be, right? Something along those lines. But right now, that's kind of my near-term bracket, top and bottom. Ideally, my favorite trade in this one is the break below 150. But I'm going to put this on there, the 151. 37 as a potential area to go long from, and then again the 152.49 is an area to go short. We're smack in the middle right now, but I think either of those are pretty decent kind of trade setups right now for the pound yen, pound dollar. So pound dollar has managed to get front run and kind of miss that one again. Kind of the similar setup. We had this area long here. Again, could that be another one? Sure. We'd actually probably refine it back just a little bit into this level, and that would be something similar. It would be a bounce off of here. Again, it's already hit one time, right? It's already been hit once there. Could we put another one in potentially here? Sure, but keep a tight leash on this one. 1 to 3 comes in right there. Keep a short leash on this one because we have a racetrack scenario right here where it would be a drop below 136.70. I'm actually looking at this one to come in next week. I think I just have a feeling next week, like everybody's mentioning inflation. Everybody talks about it being transitory. Biden has now talked about it, but I really feel like he's going to start getting some pressure. As we advance past, there's been comment, AOC is all over Bezos for spending the money and thanking Amazon employees. It's like, listen, lady, he created the company. It was his idea. What he does with his money is his business. Like, I'm absolutely 100% positive Bezos donates more to charity than AOC does, so she can just shut up about him spending his own money and thanking his employees and stuff like that. Like, I know people that love working for Amazon. So, yeah, do your thing there, right? But at the same time, the inflation is hurting her base, right? If she doesn't start talking about inflation, and it just goes to show that she is a purely then it just goes to show she has no soul. Like, she's a politician, so I don't have a whole lot of hope for her. But if they don't start talking about inflation, particularly in the energy sector, yeah, it's going to be a call out function soon. If inflation is not brought up, the people that are hurting the most are the people that are having the hardest time with the recovery are the ones that are affected by inflation the most, particularly in the energy sector. Now, again, obviously, New York City, people don't have cars, but it rolls over into more things. if we have really, really high inflation now, wait till we get to the winter, right? That's going to be the big question. Um, so yeah, but anyway, 136.93. Get a confirmation bounce off of that one. Look to go higher. Probably not today. It would have to. Let's see. It would have to move about 60 pips now in the remaining 6 hours that we have. Um, I'd say it's probably more of a setup for Sunday. So a gap into that level, we go long. A break below 36.70, we go short on this one, taking this from the downside here. Okay. Dollar CAD. All right. So dollar CAD. All that great momentum. Now we're stuck. Okay. Dollar CAD has moved 1 pip in 24 hours. It's kind of exhausted itself. I would say same thing. If we can get back up into that same level, it was a prior level. It got shredded before it went through. We need some type of a trigger. We need a base in there. If we can get a base, then that kind of tells us that it does want to go higher. But right now, we really don't have much in there. We have this. Oop, put that one back. I wanted this guy right here. Let's move this across and right there. Let's pull all these across for next week. 127. Let's take this across. And by the way, I feel like AOC is mentored under Bernie. I feel like she's the new Bernie. No, I want the black line. No, no, no. My God. I don't often use the snap function, but there we go. I'm good in the snap function. Haven't you heard he's going to fix it by taxing and spending on the moon? No, I think he's going to. I mean, if you think about the three guys, right? Branson absolutely into it for himself, right? I just believe that he is totally into it himself. Musk, I think Musk is just a little crazy. I think he's just the extremely eccentric guy. He's like, he reminds me of Doc from Back to the Future, right? Little crazy, really, really smart. Yeah, I would say he's a disruptor and an innovator. But like I said, he's not. I don't think Musk is doing it for. He's not doing it for the world. I think Musk is just doing it for himself because he likes to be different. Like I feel like he likes to be the eccentric. Like everybody's going there. Okay, I'm gonna see if I could go this way, right? He just likes to be the different guy. He likes attention. Bezos, in my mind, I feel like he's just a businessman, right? I mean, he does, donate, give back, that kind of stuff. I feel like if I was going to put money with three and say, okay, listen, this is what the space program needs to be based off of. Um, I think the commercialization of space, I think Bezos has the best ability to do it. Amazon is an absolute monster. I remember when Amazon started, people were like, this isn't going to work. And now Amazon is so powerful. I mean, especially with the way that COVID worked out. I mean, it was just, I know guys were like, yeah, I used to ship for Amazon and do all these other things. He's like, but now that, COVID started, he goes, I'm doing shipping nonstop. All I do is ship. He's like, my entire business is Amazon shipping. It's just a business model that was designed and it's going to be favored going on in the future. So I just feel like if I had to trust any three of those ones, I would trust Bezos the most, I think. I'm talking about buying, trying to, you remind me of my late father-in-law. 1 to 2 conversations behind. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like he's looking at the flashcards, and that's kind of, I don't know. Um, I mean, I can understand hating him for taxes, but spending, no. I mean, but Ernest, the crazy part about that is like, yeah, the tax thing is screwed. Like, yeah, you can say about taxes, but he didn't write the tax code. Like, if the tax code is so broken, AOC, don't be pissed what he's doing with it. Fix it. That's what you were elected for. Fix it, right? Like, stop complaining that rich people don't fix it. You have the ability to fix it. You control the Senate, but instead you're more worried about looking up things that happened in the past, right? You're still pissed off about things that happened, forever ago. Like, I feel like I'm like, I don't even. I'm at this point. It's funny. They just I don't know if you guys saw it. The FBI just released more kind of investigation, more data into Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court justice, right? But here's the thing. How many times has the FBI screwed up and basically said, yep, we dropped the ball, we dropped the ball, we dropped the ball, we dropped the ball? So, like, should we really trust anything that the FBI has to say at this point? Like, oh, yeah, we did some more. We here's more things we released. Great. You guys missed the shooter in Florida that they contacted you 10 times and you guys just blew it away, blew it to the side. You had data on, the January 6th thing, but no one's talking about their failure to react, right? You know, it's like let's put everything on the local police force because they're smaller than us. Like how many things? I mean, Comey releasing stuff the day before. I mean, come on, like they don't really necessarily have the most stellar record, right? But we're still investigating stuff from like years and years and years ago. It's like just move on. Like prevent it from happening again in the future. Let's not dwell on the past. Like is what I'm saying. But they're just stuck. Um, yeah, more government. But I mean, look at more government. I mean, how many of those guys are poor, right? Look at the average salary of a government worker compared to the average salary of their constituents. And tell me, is that a true representation? In what world do the people that make the rules get to vote on their own salaries? Hmm. Yeah. Anyway, dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss is actually back in a short pattern. So we came back up again. Dollar Swiss it's moved about 23. It's running into some errors and it's pulled back again. It never gave us the entry here, so I would say that keep this on the radar for next week. Although we may want to adjust it slightly. Although we had that area of interest, we did have a new level kind of established, like right here. And again, I'll change this to blue so we can kind of know that it's there. We don't need this area anymore. This is that old level that we were looking at, right? So we got to kind of keep track of that as well. But, watch this. There may be something. This actually may be a long opportunity for us next week. We got some decent movement to the downside, about 50 before we get there. It's not going to hit today. So again, maybe we pop this one out. And again, I love the racetrack over here, but now that we have this new establishment, let me see. Let's check this one. Hold on. Because we have to acknowledge the fact that we had this drop, this base, and the way the candles are formed. Ooh. And unfortunately, 3-1 is right there. So that one may be a little bit difficult. But this may be an opportunity next week. We'll see how it comes down. Right now we're still kind of in that middle of the road area. It's in a short position, but I don't think we're going to get too much more movement today. Is there any Swiss news next week? I don't even think there is. None Swiss. Yeah, nothing. There is no Swiss news next week. Let's see. Even on the most basic level, not till Wednesday. Maybe the economic barometer on Friday. Maybe that provides something, but it's basically a week of dead time. So, yeah, Swiss is going to be all dollar based. If dollar weakness comes in over the weekend, again, I think this is probably more of a Monday short than anything else. Sunday night into Monday short. And again, we could bounce off either two, but I like the 92.43 better. This one kind of hit and has pulled back again. And if we start to fail and go lower, yeah, I would say that probably down in this level, and then we end Friday right there. It's not the ideal situation right now with the Swiss. There's just not enough movement. So yen's pulling back. We had a level here, and again, we touched it, pushed forward, and now it's going lower. This one actually, I think, is probably due for a bit more retracement. We obviously have this position up top that we were talking about. Shorting at 110.91. Here's that purple call spread. You can see it's moved 150. So this was the call spread of the week. I told Todd, I'm like, I got to bring it up because we brought it up Monday as being a good entry. Even though it could have gone lower, obviously, it didn't. This is actually, I'm sorry, this is a knockout, not a call spread, right? Because it's purple, not blue. So I lied. It's a knockout of the week, not a call spread of the week. So the entry on this one was like, I don't know, it's like $15 or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was super cheap because it got within 4 pips of breaking, right? Or four pips of coming through. So I'll have to correct that on Monday. But like, no, this was a knockout, not a call spread. But I mean, 15 pips for what? I say 150 in the other direction. Yeah, 154 in the other direction. It's like a 10-1 trade for the week for this knockout. So yeah, this gets the knockout of the week award, right? It didn't break, but I mean, for the pound yen, for the dollar yen, not a bad trade. All right, let's clean some of this up now. Get it ready for next week. We can keep that there. This one, we're going to take the short off at this point. I want to start readjusting this to go forward. That's more of a short. Let's change that to there. Red 3-point. Change that one to green. And then for Sunday night, I want to know about that. Change that to red. Okay. So 110.91 we short, 109.78 we short. There's probably something in here as well, and it's probably more of a short position out of there. But unfortunately, it's only about 15 to 18 pips between those two zones, so not necessarily enough to head back to the downside today. I'm not necessarily as worried about this zone. This zone may give us a little bit of a hiccup, but we're starting to get compressed with the dollar yen. I'd look for a pullback, and I think Sunday night, if we can find the established trend for next week, we could have another good opportunity. Hunter's laptop bots, yeah, Hunter's laptop thing. Well, I mean, Eki, great point. The FBI can allow Hillary to delete 60,000 emails that we've never heard anything about, right? Like, I don't, it's like, yeah, the DNC got hacked, right? Great. Do you think that the DNC would not have used Republican emails that were hacked if they had the ability to do it? Absolutely, 100%. Like, they were allowed to spy on Trump at Trump Tower before he was president, but yet him spying on other people now suddenly is wrong, right? And the FBI is allowing all of this. Um, the laptop, yep, can't find it. Nope, it's not real. We can go into a dossier created by our enemy, right? Right? There was all the drama about the Trump dossier, right? And it was created and funded through like a DNC party with Russia, who's basically the same people that hacked our election, supposedly. Not that we've never interfered with any other country's elections ever, and nobody's talking about that either, right? But yeah, it keeps adding up again and again and again and again and again. So it's funny, you know everybody railed Trump for saying that this is a Chinese virus, that it was caused in China. And then Biden finally says that it originated in China. And we've tried to send investigators over there in a second wave to further investigate. And China says, no, you can't send them over here. But I don't hear anybody blasting him now about it. It's funny how that works out, how again, there's no supposed to be equality, right? Everybody's equal, right? But how is it that two guys can say the same thing and one guy's wrong and the other guy nobody bats an eye? And then when we try to send investigators saying, listen, we really think it's there, we're trying to find its origins, and the country says no, and nobody says anything. Yeah. So dollar yen, I'd say short, nothing spectacular. Oil. Oil is on. Yeah. So here, we'll start putting this on there right now. Oil has moved slightly down. Let's turn this orange. Let's move this over to 14.13. Yeah. So we're in obviously the little scenario. Oil, I think, this thing has had so much of a drop down and then so much of a rally back up again. I really think we're in a hangover. I don't know. At this point, it's like I feel like somebody needs to slip in like, okay, the pipeline is back on cue card. I think Biden would read it if it was there. I would say today, to me, it looks like oil wants to pull back down again. It is in a racetrack scenario. We had this level here where we hit it and pulled down, and we came back and used that as a base. But we've based in it. We've touched it. We've almost touched it again. We've touched it again. Is this the opportunity to come from here back into these buyers? Yeah, potentially, right? But it is Friday. We're running out of steam. That's really the next area where I'd say that there's been decent buying coming in. Is probably in this level here would be the next area we have decent buyers. And again, bit of a racetrack scenario right now. So again, we can take these two off. We know that it used it as a bounce higher, but obviously a very little bit of movement in the European session. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? If we look at like 11 o'clock yesterday or 10 o'clock, we're right here, right? We got to drop 50 cents more, but yeah, it's not an oil trader's day today. It's not moving a ton. Now Gold has been, sporadic back and forth again. Europeans shot it right down, right back into that 1795. Pop it back up again. We're sitting back up at 1800. 1800, absolutely huge psychological number. The news loves 1800. They love to talk about how bullish it is when it's above, when it's below, like it is right now. They start to get really, really bearish. Again, we get any talk about, yes, we're acknowledging inflation. It may be higher. It may be longer here. Any type of acknowledgement with inflation should send this thing higher. We're getting primed. To really start talking about it. As I said, they're talking about transitory inflation, but I just don't see gas. I just don't see people saying, you know what, let's send gas back down to $40 because that will help everybody. It just doesn't work like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more into the longs, but right now the Europeans have been sending this straight down, right? Down, 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 and then again we get that bit of a retrace and flattening, retrace and flattening, retrace and now flattening. I don't think there's an oil trade here for the rest of today. And like I said, for next week, we can extend these two kind of areas across, or three areas across. This area is pretty much done now. We're gonna have to find another kind of level. And again, we're trying to pull through there. Hmm. I mean, I like this one here, 1765, but uh, I don't know. Probably. I mean, if I got to pick one for next week, the bounce probably there. Again, it's kind of been front run. It was a decent kind of pop off of there. It was at 12:30 in the afternoon. Probably there. Like I said, this is a bit difficult. Here, let's pull these three off. 1789. Yeah, see, we've played with these guys once already. And we're playing with these. We break 1788. Yeah, one more dollar. Next push through, I don't know if that one will hold. I think that this is probably our next area of longs. Um, down here at 1782. Yeah, probably the next area I'd be willing to say take some longs for next week. Um, man, when people stop saying transitory, this thing's gonna fly. Huh. No, exactly. Some people are more equal than others. Exactly. Yep. The people that don't want to be labeled use the most labels. It's always the same thing. And then we look over across at silver. Silver is just kind of, again, came off that 25 level again, pulled up. Could you have traded this one? Yeah, there's a small position. You could have used this one as it moved and then taken a short from that level right there, knowing that we were looking for areas of selling. Again, 2483. We're right in the middle. That's the one I think looks best there. As far as ES today, ES is having some problems. It's like, come on. I feel like people need once the Europeans get out and we're kind of unabated. I think we can make a push. Right now, it looks like it's going to roll over, but we're finding some buyers here. Drop it down to a 15-minute chart. And again, remember, I am slightly delayed on this data, but it came down and it pulled. Right. I mean, 945 is there. It pulled up in kind of a small zone. We marked that off with the orange, and it did. It dropped down. What 8 points before finding these buyers and then pushing higher again. If we can break through this 43, I mean, once we hit here, I think we're off to the races. I don't know. I want to see 4,400 today. I got my pom poms on. 4,300 and 35,000 was looking for. And again, end of the day rally. If Biden would just, I feel like if Biden would make comments like Trump did to affect the stock market, I feel like we would have made it already. We'd be up at 4,400. Like, just go. Like, I'd say long, but again, let's look for a little bit of a bounce, break through 43.83, and look for it to go crazy. That's all we got. Right now, it's kind of just, eh. And again, the data kind of, justified this, but yeah, we're there. NQ, look at this. Spike down, spike back up again. It kind of, again, NQ is more services based. So looking at the data that we had today, take this off. Look at this. Crank over here. Services is more NQ based. So I'm not surprised we saw kind of the down draw, and then it really popped back up again. We're basically where we were to start everything off. Again, we're kind of in that no man's land right now in between these two. I think this one will have a harder time. I think the other two have more of an ability. If you look on this in the 15-minute, the fact that this is a one candle base, I think is and right above 15,000. I think this is something to watch out for. As much as I'd love to say that, hey, listen, we're going to 15,500 today. We've kind of hit the milestone in this one. If we pull back over and we start to get any type of negativity, I think there's a short in here from this level. And again, 15,000 is the ideal area, but as you can see, it came up one candle base, pulled back, kind of pulled back up again, and then boom, it pushed down. So there are buyers sitting at 15,004. I'm sorry, sellers. So I just keep an eye on that one. Of the three, this is my favorite for, if the market starts to roll and we turn red today, this would be a decent area. Overall, I think it will be green, but this is a top that on any other chart, I'd be looking to take some shorts off of that. And then YM, you can see we got close. Look at that. We got up to 34,950, right? 9,050 on that spike. and then it pulled back and it's rallying up again. So we know that we are clear all the way up. So, you know, looking at this right here at that 50, I mean, it's like, oh, no, go here. Coordinates go up one. The fact that it turned literally right on the 50 shows you how psychological some of these things are. But that is clear the pathway. We are 50 points now. 50 points from being able to hit 35,000. We know we're cleared up to the way. There was a 15-minute zone that was just tagged. Well, down here, this one, this. Like I said, these are kind of. Unfortunately, this is a grindy one, right? Um, let's see. No, at the high. Grabbed one from back here. The 34,950. Um, let's see. Let's see. I'm pulling it up on the other one that I have. This one actually. Um. Oh, you're right. I see it. That 4 hour. That's on a 4 hour. Hold on. Yeah, I see it. Well. Yep. Yep. I see it. Man, when was that from? What was the date on that? That was back on the 16th. Hmm. Yeah. 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 I'm looking at it on the other platform. Whoops. Yeah, it's on Admiral. That one is at 35,055. There's a little bit higher. Yeah, July 16th. Yep. Yep. And it just tagged the 1 to 3. Yep. Yep. Oh, that's May 10th. Where the heck is the other one? Yeah, right there. There's a touch of it. Yep. There you go. Let's see, did it make it? It's 1 to 3 on this one. No, it's funny. It did not do it here, but it's funny. In foreign land, it did. It made it through. It's actually pulled. It's actually touched 1 to 3 times now already, which is always interesting. You see like that little bit of a difference between platforms. Again, here's the trading. Both of them are based off of futures contracts, but just slightly different in price. Obviously, this one came up and tagged at 34,950, where on Admiral it touched 35,055, 35,055. So interesting how that works out. But it did hit a 1 to 3 over there. It has not hit a 1 to 3 over here yet. But again, it is delayed. The other one I think is live. But yeah, so it should be hitting in. Yeah. It's funny. 15-minute zone. Got that one. 15-minute zone. Pretty funny. All right, so go ahead. Let's do the drawing for today. Let's pull it in. Let's bring it across. Let's add it into here. All right. Give you guys about 30 seconds more to get in. What do we got here? Who are we missing? Ernest, are you skipping again? I know you're here today. You're skipping again, Ernest? He's skipping again. He's here today. He's being nice. Oh, there you go. He put it in his too. So yesterday was Marina. So yeah. So she's going for her 100, and everybody else going for 25. No, Ernest. It's so funny. There's like no Ernest. Ernest hasn't won that much recently. All right, let's close it down. And for our final drawing of the week, winner of today's drawing is Oof. Look at that. He comes in at the end and takes it. Yeah. See, guys, this is exactly why he wanted the crop hoodie. I'm telling you, this is why he wanted the cropped hoodie. And poor James, we have now scarred James forever. Um, Ernest. James is like, I've been drinking Shine for 24 hours straight now, and I still can't get the image out. It's all about the cropped hoodie. Yep. And the fun and Ernest, the funniest part about that discussion was you're like, what is it? You're like, oh, it's a hoodie that shows my belly button. Not that it's like a half shirt. It's just it shows my belly button. And James is like, I don't want to see your belly button. Like James, we all got one. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go get the girl. I will catch you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys Monday night or Monday morning. And again, watch some of these Sunday night gaps. The way the dollar's been playing, it looks like there'll be some decent movement. So, he's nursing his mason jar. He's going on 2 days. Yeah. So, you guys have a great one. Thank you again for joining me, and I will catch you guys next week. Take care.